fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy skin and we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't fool me again. What people do in the money, what people at you, in no at you. Covid money, miss away in the yellow correct.
No trouble, take your ladder, God, business, shut it, I go fit, yo. Hey, bro, God, no trouble, take your ladder, God, business, shut it, I go fit, yo. Alright then, Jamaica love how my golden is working. Is working. Step out in the street, morning and evening. I say a little of this and a little of that. Listen him voice to the streets of backs. Enough labor right, them don't love that. A full speed ahead and them not cut that. Temper, Lord God, labor right in a temper. Alright then, fever, Lord God, bro, God catch fever. Oh, we, I'm but about the black tank and get suspension. Can't believe I remove on behalf of the station. This is frustration. Brother come and say buy him tongue. Come and show receipt in a hand. Him say him buy 10 tongue, but when we look for receipt never stamp. No trouble take your ladder, God, but they shut it, I go fit yo. Alright then. No trouble take your ladder, God, but they shut it, I go fit yo. Whoa, we. The people them say, bro, God, lock off the water. The water. On a top of water shot in our area. In our area. Well, this is Jamaica with the land of food and water. The water. Tell we all water for shot in a Jamaica. In a Jamaica. Them two lion thief and we catch them at weed. Lock them up, mark, that's where the key. Tired the sufferation, we want to free. Hey, Jamaica vote PNP. No trouble, take your ladder, God, but they shut it, I go fit, yo. Alright then. No trouble, take your ladder, God, but they shut it, I go fit, yo. Alright then. Can't say we never won, yo. Whoa. Don't we tell you. Hey, Jamaican people.
Good morning from our West Midlands studio. I trust that you are hearing me. Let me know if I am coming through clear. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Buju, get back the visa. That's a good thing. But as always, you know, we love ask questions. Yes, loud and clear. We love ask questions. Could it be a compassionate visa? Or one could also ask, does DJ Khaled has a hand here? Was there a tap on the shoulder? Or was it just purely the US thinking that he has done his time and ought to be given another chance? Good morning to everyone. Let me tell them a fan now. I go quarrel nobody little likes them. Don't bother make the problem start this morning. Avoid the like and share war this morning, globalists. How are you? Avoid the like and share war. Good morning to my community of party and all my family members. Good morning to the people of West Midlands and my family members in the West Midlands. Good morning. Good morning to my moderators, platform membership holders, viewers and subscribers. Everyone, good morning and welcome. Lenworth Steele, Natalia Freeman. Good morning, Marcia Este. Jason Kane, Debbie Jervis. Good morning, and welcome. Good morning, Patricia Matthews, Gillette Shakes. Good morning, Camilla McNeil, AmericanTV.com, Miranda Roddock, Colleen Humphreys, Rochelle Williams, Annie Jones, Audrey Robinson, Sephian, Wagwan, long time, Janet Riley, Georgia Dennis, Rosemary Samuels, Rose, good morning, Amai Bossel, Dion Johnson, Telma, good morning, Kamar Johnson, Jason Kane, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Baron Muir, Yvonne Johnson, how come as a veteran yet? Marcia Thomas, James. Good morning, how no do? You know, true labor right death, we have to make sure, Annie Ramsey, we have to make sure with the labor right them. We tell them over and over again, because you see, especially when your friend chat to you sometimes, you go and like say you're not here. Sometimes when your friend chat to you, you go and like you're not here. So my duty here this morning is to carry your friend business. Come tell you. It's to come tell you so your friend chat to you. And it's to come tell you so your friend said, time come. Cliff don't have to speak it in those exact words. But in the duty of commentary, you can interpret or draw inference from one's argument, Marcia Thomas. So we are going to talk with Cliff and say, Cliff has said the Andrew Holness regime has damaged the entire Labour Party. Cliff said the entire Andrew Holness regime. Why is my system shutting? The JLP, the Andrew Holness led regime, has damaged the structure of governance in our country. And I mean, as I say, Cliff. Cliff said the nation, the people, has fallen out of grace with Andrew Holness. Me say so, Cliff. You know want to hear? Say I know me say so. Make we listen to the first part. Because a news we are this morning. Lenford, how are you? A news we are care. You see how long Juliet sit down up there? I go on like she not hear the whole nation attack to her. You see how long Nigel sit down there and not hear the whole nation attack to him. You see how long Christopherton sit down there and then not hear the nation attack. The nation attack to Horace Strong even longer. But you know, say him blind, deaf and dumb and everything. Everybody attack and them pretend them not here. The job of a news carrier like me is to make sure me walk and talk it so till you not hear and they pretend or not pretend so you not hear. That's my job this morning. Done it. How are you? So my job is to carry news to the Labour right them this morning. Cliff said, get rid of Andrew. Andrew has become a sitting duck around you. All of you are going to be picked off. while that sitting duck still remains visible. Cliff Sefi tell us, say, uno Andrew at loggerheads. Because Andrew want have to come out and trumpet the lies of the party now. No, get mixed up with the lie anymore. But when you say the whole are a criminal, they are back him up a long time. I told you say what happened where they are John had a long time they are push the fire and we watch the whole on. So we have got care news.
Elections. Who has momentum? That's what's really occupying the political class this morning. The PNP commissioned Don Anderson poll, yes, is generating a lot of discussion because for the first time in some time, in 2-3 years, a poll whether PNP, JLP, Don Blue Dot is showing one of the two major political parties with a big lead of almost 8 points. 8 points translated into an election that's a big landslide win, which would mean a complete turnaround from the 49-14 we now have in terms of seats in the House of Representatives. And, of course, the political class, including the activists and the two parties, are dissecting the numbers through their own lens, the green lens and the orange lens, to put the best spin on it. But here are the basic numbers. According to the PNP commissioned poll, the question was asked, who would you vote for? Yes, if you had an opportunity to do so in a general election today. And the poll was conducted between April 4 and April 12 among persons over the age of 18. The pollsters interviewed 1,057 people, and they say the poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 3%. And based on the respondents, the PNP would get 36.8% of the support of the respondents. 36.8 say they would vote for the PNP. Round that out to 37%. While the JLP would get 29%. 29%. Yes? Of course, those numbers means that the PNP has a big lead of 8 percentage points. This is not a small lead. It's not within the well outside of the margin of error. That's a big lead, which we haven't seen in polls for some time in Jamaica.
This would suggest that there's a massive shift in people's thinking when it comes to the Andrew Holness led regime and his administration, his governance style. Dorothy Elliott, Donnet, Harriet. So we have Donnet, Harriet, and Donnet Warner. Donnet Warner is a West Midlands fan. So the numbers coming out of the local government election, the numbers coming out of this poll is showing the entire JLP caucus, the nation cannot go further with your ideology or your governance style. A lot of what is kicking them here, Colleen Jones, is governance style. They have no respect for governance, but make we continue listening to Cliff. Come like when Cliff break down labor right mischief, you know, done it Hamilton, another done it again. Me like when Cliff break down in friend them mischief.
According to the numbers as well, 19% of the respondents say they are undecided. They haven't made up their mind. And 15% say they would not vote. 15%. Now,
of that 37%, what would have rolled off, so they would have voted for Mark Golding already. There is still another 19% out there that can be convinced by Mark Golding policy, that can be convinced by the momentum, that can be convinced by Mark Golding governance, Herbert Tuzelet, that can be convinced, Abinasar Cody, by Mark Golding effort to make sure our constitution and our fundamental rights are protected. So there is still that 19% out there that Mark Golding can convince Pamela Akola. Jamaica Labour Party, have you seen the death trap that Andrew Holness have your political future and career in if you don't shove the knife sooner rather than later?
what seems to be one of the things that is striking for me, the size of the lead. If you follow politics in the country, you would not be surprised that the PNP is ahead based on the local government election results, where they won the popular vote. Yes? And the whole mood of the country. The country is in an anti-government mood. The mood of the country is one of discontent.
The mood of the country is one of discontent. The people has fallen out of favor with the government. The people can no longer believe anything that the government says. The people has watched for 8 years. The government failed to deliver on all its promises, including its 100-day promise. The country is in an anti-government mood. The country, he said, not the PNP, is in an anti-government mood. Vernon Adams, Claudette Robinson, Vernon Mitchell, JP. Not the People's National Party is in an anti-government mood. The country, he said, Kenny Gale. The country is in an anti-government mood. It's an upcoming slaughter for conservative politics. I did not vote yesterday. Beat and Teach asked that question. I was Beat and Teach. How you not reach it? Beat and Teach. Beat and Teach asked me if I voted in the, I think I did answer the question, in the local government or the mayoral election just gone in London and the UK yesterday. Or England, or wherever they have it. I did not, because I'm not going to vote for any of the three major parties. I've never voted for Conservative. I generally used to jostle between Labour and the Liberal Democrats. They have all failed. But come general election, October, as long as George Galloway puts up a candidate, I will be voting for the Workers' Party. If not, I will vote for a socialist candidate, or my final choice would be, for those of you who may not know, there is a party in the UK called the Mad Raving Loony Party. That's the party that would most likely to get my vote because of the mad raving loonyism in global politics. So if I don't have Kenroy Johnson, the George Galloway choice to go for, or a socialist movement to go for, then by all means, I'll go with the Mad Raving Loony Party, as politics generally is. But we could continue with the news carrying.
The mood of people is, you know, things not right. Yeah? There are issues.
Not just things not right, nothing nah walk. And not just things not right, nothing nah walk.
Issues with water. So the mood of the country is not one of optimism. It's negative. So I'm not surprised that the PNP is ahead. Yes? You go about the country and you develop, as long as I've been around, you know, some tests. And it's clear people are turned off of the Holness administration. And I've been saying it for quite some time. The administration.
Particularly, no. Listen carefully. Cliff didn't say people are turned off with the JLP. People are turned off by the Holness administration. It is particularly to do with the Holnesses. The Holnesses is the problem here, Cliff is saying. Not the JLP in its entirety is the holder. Though the whole of them is one of the same, because all of them sit down there and coerce Andrew and allow Andrew to mess up with our constitution and our fundamental rights, or democracy, and all what Andrew decided to mess up. It's the Andrew Holness-led administration that is really the problem here. Cliff is pointing out. Gloria Morris, Wayne Evans. Cliff Hughes is saying the Andrew Holness-led regime is leading the country in the wrong direction. Cliff Hughes is saying the tone deafness coming from the Andrew Holness-led regime is the problem, the greater part of the problem here. We continue can news because the Labour them can go and play like them deaf. And them not here say the whole away talk. To even when them friend them and chat them in a public now, them can go on like them deaf. But we love can news.
Administration needs a revamp, a reset. Yes? And it has not done so. So the poll results are not surprising for me. What is surprising is the extent of the lead. And also, by these numbers, we would have a turnout of about 65% of people voting. 65.
This would be another signal also. If the polls are correct, and say we have above a 50%, which we haven't had in a while, above 50% of the eligible voters turn out in the next general election, that would be a sign also that some of those who felt disenfranchised because of the lack of choice in our politics, same old, whichever come there. Some of those people, because of the Andrew Holness-led regime and the way they see the country is going, they have to come back in the fold of getting involved in politics, because we can no longer sit aside and wait for this danger to happen. We have to get back involved and take back our country, is what, for me, that number, if turned out to be so, would be signaling that because of the Andrew Holness-led regime, people who were disengaged from the political process has regrouped and rejoined to protect their democracy.
5%? The last election, we had a turnout of 37%. I don't see us having a 65% turnout. I would love to discuss that with Don and his team, because based on these numbers, we would have a turnout of more than 60%, which would be good for the democracy. That would be very good for the democracy, because right now we're on the precipice with turnouts of 37% in the last general and 30% in the local. So that is also indicating something that is moot. Yes? But I think for Mark Golding and the PNP, this is music to their ears. To their ears. Yes? They're in the political ascendancy. And I don't think you can doubt that. February 26 proved that. And for all of you out there who are still casting doubt over what happened on February 26, yeah, you're living in cuckoo land. Yeah, the PNP under Mark Golding is in the political ascendancy. The Jamaican.
Who Cliff is speaking to here? All the political naysayers, both those in the Jamaica Labour Party, Precious Allen Truth, how are you? Those in the resistance movement and other fractions of the People's National Party, Jacqueline Murray, who think Mark Golding doesn't have the leadership quality, the leadership style, the usual political theatrics, the usual political gimmicks that we're used to. Carol Roberts. But is Mark Golding moving us away from that type of politics to a policy-centered Jamaica-focused politics, rather than a politics that focus on the leader and its theatrics, rather than the policy to develop our country? Because as we've seen with the Andrew Holness regime, Judge Smith, as we see with the Andrew Holness regime, over the last 8 years, we have more optics, gimmicks, and theatrics rather than policies, rather than substantial operational implementation on the ground. It is why the Prime Minister can only go around and talk about a good economy that they cannot prove on the books, and highways, which is not a Jamaica Labour Party policy. Sorry. I'm not eat yet, so I'm hungry. I'm going to have coffee since morning and water. So what the Prime Minister run around the country and talk about, that's something we can't even prove. But he goes around about this shining glass seal of an economy that his government has achieved over the 8 years. Our employment rate has been the lowest it's ever been. The economy has been the best it's ever been. But we have a revenue shortfall. Really don't make sense though. But to me, dunce like Nesta, Juliet, Nigel, and the rest of them, then me have to just make that bit fly over my head. Because the economy is the best it has ever been. We have recovered so well. We have more people in jobs than we've ever had. People have more to spend, is what they would be alluding to. But we have a revenue shortfall. The novel politics of Nigel Clark. I wonder if the shortfall, Dr. Clark, could be coming from them whole heap of money with tax administration of Jamaica pay out for empty building, for house wasp, duppy, spider, and all sort of bug when need shelter at night time. Explain where the shortfall coming from, and explain the good economy pan book when nobody across the country, not even them uptown, will have to cut them shopping bill, can't feel. The economy is so good, Noreen Dennison, Michelle Lewis Wilson. But even them up wowo yonder there, where they just have buy so shit then I am buy, they don't have to look on where they must spend. Now they have to make shopping bill before they left home. So even them up there, where you wave your hand up there, so not feeling what you're talking about. And the shortfall would feel what we're not talking about. So we'll come again. The shortfall now feel it. Uptown now feel it. Wassara downtown cannot feel it. So for the last 8 years, what we have is optic and theatrics from this government. And we could continue the news carrying.
The Labour Party and Prime Minister Holness are on the back foot. They are.
No, Cliff, this is not a back foot situation. This is bended knees situation. How are you, Christopher? Out here. This is not a back foot. This is a bended knee situation.
Are on the ropes. And it was a caller who said to me last night, faithful.
And if you understand boxing, you know, so when you're dip on the rope, I done you done for. Referee have to come hold whoever a batter you. The Andrew Holness led regime is taking the Jamaica Labour Party back to the wilderness where his tutor and mentor, Edward Siaga, brought the Jamaica Labour Party.
That he doesn't believe, he doesn't get the impression that the government is really interested in winning a third term. Was it faithful? Yes. Said it's as if they're asleep. He doesn't get the impression that they're really serious or motivated to press for a third term. It's as if they're battle weary.
The issue though, Cliff, what will the Andrew Holness-led regime comes to the country and say to them or promise them that the country would believe, giving him a third term, given that he has had 2 terms and has failed on his 100-day promise? There is nothing for the Jamaica Labour Party to come and convince Jamaica about. Even the Prime Minister told us, Derek White, after the local government election, that his base did not come out fully. And I'm sure since his base did not come out fully then, Colin Richard, there has been a truckload of catastrophe within the Jamaica Labour Party that would want to make that base draw themselves behind a rock and say, we cannot face the public. This is hard. Tony Tall, Agency Driver 5, Wagwan, you just a reach. This is hard to go out in public and defend. It is why Cliff Hughes is saying to you that the Jamaica Labour Party, the government, has become a one-man mouthpiece. Because everybody said to Andrew, say, you shake it up. You have to go out there and fix it. You one have to go out there and tell the lie them, we fed up of you. We fed up of the dictatorship. We fed up of the stick way up with gun for talk, what you want with for talk, say. We fed up of the threat them, where you understand secure information pan with veteran, how you do. We fed up of the threat them, where you start chatting with, to destroy with career with no secret them. We now go out, they go tell no more lie, do what no one do. An information minister, which has been bogged down by lawsuits because of his popcorn prop, Chris Anaisimo can't miss. Popcorn prop, Chris Anaisimo can't miss, is the information minister. When you understand question, the only thing next to understand is how to get lawsuit. You see, when you pick me with this alongside and next time at school, when you pick me with it alongside and next time at school, if you not glance in a next book, you're sorry for one career ago.
Complacent, not with it. While the PNP he kept on using the word strategic. The PNP was being strategic. And you can see that. The PNP is much better organized today. Its ability to control the narrative.
Imagine, Cliff is saying this. Cliff is saying this. Imagine the People's National Party at this point were united. Imagine you didn't have mad dog like Karen Cross and the others out there. And a whole lot of other bunch in the party that continue to pull down the party rather than walk away and say, you know what, we can't deal with them, but the camaraderie now going to allow me to destroy the party and hand the country to a labor right dictatorship. The naysayers, Vern Shaw, perspective power. The naysayers, the optic and the theatrics that you want from Mark Golden, what Jamaica needs is strategic politics. And it's where Mark Golden seemed to be going.
Yeah, it's being demonstrated. It's controlling the narrative in the political arena. The government is making several unforced errors. Yes. The government seems to have one spokesman, the Prime Minister. You don't hear the team around the Prime Minister. And in politics, when you have one spokesperson, as in the Prime Minister, yes, he's your chief marketing officer. However, after 8 years at the wicket,
what Cliff is saying here, when the Prime Minister becomes only mouthpiece for the party, there is an internal collapse within the party that we are not seeing yet. But I do believe this internal fraction, this internal dispute, Puerto Rico, this internal dispute will at some point surface because people's political career and people's political ambition are on a sinking ship with the Holness administration. Brennan Mitchell. So at some point, if this was British conservative politics, because Richie Sunak is going down, you know, trust me, conservative politics in Britain come next general election will be kicked aside. It's the same thing coming next September with Jamaica's conservative politics under the Andrew Holness-led regime. The corrupt conservatives, the austerity-driven conservative, they take from the rich, give to the poor conservative. Their political life is in danger in the UK and in Jamaica. But in Jamaica, it will be a catastrophic battering if Andrew Holness, that sitting duck, if Andrew Holness leads the Jamaica Labour Party into the next general election, it would be a catastrophic political bloodbath for the Jamaica Labour Party.
Yes, the brand begins to wear off. The magic, the shine wears off. And you don't see the other.
Cliff is saying to us here, the diamond sparks have become rust, is what Cliff is saying. The diamond spark of the Andrew Holness-led regime in 2016, and even in the initial stages of COVID, when Jamaica think Christine Gilbert, he was doing a great job. And he tricked the nation in the middle of a lockdown, a general election, tricking the nation because his ratings hit the roof then. His ratings hit the roof. And what your prime minister, your dictator did then was led the nation into a general election that allowed COVID to spread across the nation in order to give the government, the Andrew Holness-led regime, the political mandate he achieved 2020 at the general election. That political mandate, we've seen the government use it wildly against our legislative process, against our constitution, against our democratic principles. The same government were up in the court face a pint up their finger and said, do it the way how we want it.
Front bench, members of the front bench stepping up. Yeah? While the PNP controls social media. And I live to see that because it was the JLP who controlled social media. Now the PNP dominates social media. Yeah? I woke up Sunday morning early. And by the time I wake up,
what Cliff is talking about here, the PNP dominate social media. The social justice there. You have few political vloggers that just vlog for the Jamaica Labour Party, but and for the People's National Party. Don't even talk about those social media warrior with Andrew and Nesta. When last time you hear any one of them? Me have to go call that one your name. When last time you see the one from the chopping block? I mean, him Achik, or him Bill Machine, or him Chopper. Whatever he used to use on the chapel, I want him to hit it get dull or the blade broke. Even Teddy Lee Gray is saying, we don't want Tom Tavares, Finson son round, fill with neck of the woods. Making go look sinting somewhere else. We don't want the hereditary around we. So there's a lot of internal division in the Jamaica Labour Party at the moment, arising from the local government election result. Marlene Gardner. It is why you see them run go call meeting central exec team JLP exec team, not in the government executive team, where a lot of us people are expecting it to happen. If Andrew wants to say, it might rejuvenate the party political machine, what them do at the central exec a couple moons ago, it's nothing that is going to be effective on the ground in the country. What the country was expecting and what the country was looking out for was a major cabinet reshuffle. We still await upon that to happen. And at this point, Andrew Holness, even if that comes, where your leadership has taken the Jamaica Labour Party, there is no revival. There is no revival for the Jamaica Labour Party. Cousin, Wagwan, you just come, I never see you last night. There is no revival for the Jamaica Labour Party, is what Cliff is saying to the Jamaica Labour Party. Cliff is saying, you are going down, but this captain is steering the ship deeper at sea. What you need is a captain to turn the ship around and head to land so you can go patch the leak and they hold them before the ship go down, is what Cliff is saying to the Jamaica Labour Party. But you know, two journalists talk backhanded. They don't want to talk like we. So what Cliff talk about Mark Golden, PNP controls social media, is because Mark Golden is getting a lot of support in the vlogging community, especially in the diaspora. We're fed up at the chicanery and the thief and the cunning and the optics and theatrics coming out of this Andrew Holness led sinking ship. Pablo, how are you?
I was seeing the Don Anderson poll results with the PNP narrative. Yeah? Spinning the numbers on the favorability numbers between Holness and Golding. The PNP are out there. Yeah? Their political engine room is humming while Belmont Road is flat, dead. And that's why a faithful has to ask, has the government conceded the next election?
It is not that they have conceded. Tina Moore, Morning. Wayne Evans, no, I'm not a part of the Dirty 30, but I support their work and their efforts. I'm not a part of the Dirty 30, but I do support their work and their efforts. Labour Party done for, like literally good done for. There isn't a way right now, Shauna Smith, how you do? There isn't a way right now for the Jamaica Labour Party to really repair and rejuvenate themselves, given the result that came out of the local government election, given the land slippage in governance in the Jamaica Labour Party from Mount Golden budget speech onward. It's like a land slippage when it comes to governance. It's just falling down the Swanee, just like that. Dorothy Brown, how are you? There is no way at the moment for the party to be revived under the Andrew Holness regime to contest the next general election. Pamela McNeil, it is a hard task for them, even if they take the best they have out of the bag and put ahead at the Jamaica Labour Party brand. The Andrew Holness brand has damaged the Jamaica Labour Party so much, their revival will take decades. Who would want to trust Iselin Blackwood? Who would want to trust a government that has no respect for the other two arms of the Constitution? This government that uses the executive as it's the only governing structure within the country. This government that uses its undemocratic majority in the parliament to ram raid through the legislature. This government who is up in the face of the court, even when the court is saying, no, this is the correct way to do it. You can't just go around the corner because it suits you. It may not suit you or it support you, but this is the correct way to do it. Remember, these are the 40-odd thieves stand behind Andrew Holness fair and square, even though we are trying to find maybe one or two over the Millicent Jones that can lead the Labour Party forward, because it's inevitable before or after the general election, Andrew Han will have to be chopped off the grip of power. Mark Golding is going to take it off, but will he hold on to the Jamaica Labour Party or will he go? But then again, see, all they are drag parlor kicking and screaming. I remember the whole of them are people when I ashamed. And so over there, drag parlor kicking and screaming and parlor say, oh no can go on, and me a hug, and me this year mud bath, I go benefit when everything over and done with Veronica Gale. This mud bath between the nation and parlor, a parlor one and enjoy it, because a pig is a pig. And that's what we have. Patricia Williams, in our politics and governance structure at the moment under the Andrew Holness regime and his appointed offices. A pig is a pig is a pig. When you can't get fit, coop up. If Andrew Holness could take the Director of Public Prosecution office into the Prime Minister office, he would have. Therefore, he can't do it, so him use the Constitution and the legislature to fix it how him want to fix it, to keep who him want to fix it. And his team stands behind him in all of this because they've voted all of these on constitutionality through our legislative framework. So none of them now have no grace when it comes to protecting the country. And one may ever hear stand up against the country assault. And it's the same, what the father man then name? Carl Samoda. It's the only one I've ever heard push back on Andrew and his assault on the country. The whole of them walk blindly with Andrew Holness and whatever level of process or constitution or democratic processes that make none of them clean or worthy. to put the PNP them did silence like the labor right them are go along to get along with everything the labor right them go on with. We would be in a full-fledged dictatorship long time because everything would just change around way and there would be nobody to challenge Andrew Holness in the courts. And as I've always contemplated, there's no outrage from the people of Jamaica. Is it that the people don't understand Coates Noreen? Is it that the people don't understand what is happening to their country's governance structure? Or is it that they don't care? Or is it that they are so complacent that it doesn't really matter anyway? But everybody just relax willy-nilly so. But it's not true though. Because when it's about going out there, go demonstrate for bad man. I mean, people don't afraid to go Black Road and burn tire. No one again, you will go see them demonstrate when it comes to do with water. But there's so much Veronica Gale in your country that has been under attack. And there is no outrage from the people. Everybody just thinks that God go help. And we soon go and drink milk and honey. So let's not stress out ourselves about where we're going here. So. Because it's what the church people did. Where protect the corruption would have you believe in it. Watch and pray, they say. How bloody they are. Watch and pray. But they don't tell you about the people of Jamaica, Lorna Emery, have to get involved in their politics. It's the lack of involvement and disengagement why a regime like Holness could stretch the thing the way I'm stretch it. The way I'm go after our rights. Monica Harton, our lack of engagement. Jamaica people feared to speak up. If you have to continue to be afraid of arrests and them something, nothing now go change. Or silence doesn't protect us. Or looking away doesn't protect us. Or looking away or silence does not protect our country, nor does it do anything to stem the flow of crime and murder in our country and violence of all different levels. Dear Jesus, I see one of that video this morning. As I say, I feel say murder and traffic accident a run competition in a Jamaica over who can take more life. But Jamaica, on may see it, them something we can show in a public. But the school, debacle and catastrophe continues. One new fight surface. One other jazz all about a road fight surface. What is happening to our young girls in particular? Because at them a lead the brawl, you know. You don't know if you can hear where I'm going here, so. People, no can't hear. Oh, no can't hear. But me I tell you now, it is not a nice galanging where happen Dartford Road and with School Road. Them brawl, especially with our young girls, the stabbing, Sandra Benjamin, amongst our children. But you don't see no form of public outrage among parents, among the school society, the country at large. Yeah. No outrage, no emergency said this is a situation spiraling out of control. Let's bring all the agencies together here and make we look at how we can tackle the issue from various angles where we sit, from Ministry of Health, who have something to do with children, the stabbing and all of them something. The Ministry of Education, who have them duty to them, the Child Protection Agency. The police will often have to deal with these things. Why can't we have a crisis team, a crisis intervention team, Jesus have mercy, coming together? This is the time, given what is happening in our education system, a crisis intervention team need to be created to tackle the ongoing issue across our country, the breakdown of discipline in our school, the riot on with School Road, the stabbing on with School Road and school ground. This calls for a crisis intervention, Jamaica. This is not just a government issue, Jamaica. This is a parent and community issue. If the government is not creating a crisis intervention, then the community must come together with the schools and create that crisis intervention team. Nothing don't stop Jamaicans from come together and create them organization and team and say, look here, Jeffrey Tavares, good morning. And say, look here, we are going to patrol our schools and our school grounds and our school roads. We can't have the lawlessness like how we make we get to them, or we garrison communities spread across the country. If we allow this breakdown of violence amongst our children to continue, Almighty God, you don't want to see we in 10 years. You don't want to walk past Jamaica in 10 years. Because just anybody can hold you and wheel you down and draw you so, stab you so, kick you so, tap in your belly so. It is what is unfolding on with School Road at evening time. And with girls, them look like them are outdo the boys them. Because when the girl them are brawling, you don't know who a fight who. It's a bungle fight. Anybody just stand up and pick off anybody so and grab somebody and wheel them out and start. It is disgraceful. But you don't see a crisis intervention team at the community level, at the school level, or at the government level, at the community level. If them something that they don't know about it, people, make me know so I stop blame them. But me don't know of it. And me don't see them come forward. You understand? Everybody is looking for the government to do something about this. This is not just a government problem. Some of the action where you see in these brawl I will just say big man with when them a fight over man are just big man will have them war in a them community. Them ongoing back and forth war. Them behavior we play out on school road. They were learned in the homes and the community, and a school them learn them. Because there's a breakdown in our education system. It is playing out more in our schools and around our school communities. But them catastrophe where we are sip on road, them girl brawl where we are sip on road, them don't learn them at school. They learn them in the home and communities where we always see them brawl and go on. And then them learn them and carry them come on road. So it's not just government going to fix. Of course, government has a duty here. But this is not just a government problem. These monster-like behavior were created in the homes. Come on. The whole of we know some of the parents them where them picking never wrong yet. The whole of we know some parents will find it difficult to school them picnic. The whole of we know some of the parents them where you can't go tell them say me see your picnic they do X, Y, Z. We need to go back to the days of when every adult on road is in charge. No matter who they is. Every adult on road in charge. So the lawlessness where break up on road now in front of adult. And adult just a walk on by or stand up a view. It couldn't happen when we go to school. If we are with brawl and we say adult come, we have to walk straight. Just about anybody will start beat you. And then after them beat you, still have to go and go get another beat because you have to explain why one other adult beat you or why teacher beats you. The family and the community have to get it back together, people. This year one year never created by government. We have wholly to do with this year one year. We take our eye off the ball. Just like how we take our eye off the ball of the country and allow regime like Andrew Holness to take it up and do whatever they want to do with it. Or disengagement is what you call that word? With disengagement, a flourish, the breakdown of society. Flourish is not the right word no want to use, though. Nifty friend. You're born to. But with disengagement, have a lot, Sue McDuffie, to do with the breakdown in our society. We have to get it right. Government don't have a vested interest in fixing the problems in our family and our community. But yeah, I do understand peer pressure done it, but there is a lot being ignored in the family and in the community. The behavior of these children in public tells you that there is a lack of respect for seniority. And once that gone out the window, then everybody are going to feel safe. Them can do anything at any time because there's nobody that you respect anymore, and you don't respect your parents' principles anymore. You can't just go there in an era where every fight a catch on phone. I mean, the world has seen a lot of these parents must be seeing the brawl that their children are getting in. A community intervention needs to take precedence in dealing with this issue, as well as a state intervention. Short of that, where we will be 10 years from now, I wouldn't want to imagine it if we continue on this exact direction that we are going on. We have to get the family and the community structure back. Otherwise, it will be anarchy in the next 10, 20 years with the lawlessness of the children now, which are going to become the future everything, including the future of bringing up and discipline the new generation. Can you imagine? But this is where Global TV leaves it this morning. I'm in the West Midlands, so chances are I do not have a lot to do. So it's highly possible that I will come back for Drive Time London today. However, I don't know if I'm going out tonight. I don't know. I have no plans yet. If I do, I will communicate that. But I'm going to come back for Drive Time London. I'll probably just go walk around road, pay a bit, and come back, come browse, pay a bit, Lilith Lockerbie. But if you just arrive, Bujo get back in visa, Bujo, that foreign again. But my questions are, can I ask question? Was this a compassionate visa? Is it an entertainment visa? Does DJ Khaled have a hand here? Was there a tap on the shoulder? Or the United States purely think he has done his wrong, but he has served his time and seem to be remorseful as well as, what you call the other word, rehabilitated. So, yes, you are going out and a drink is a must. You can go on. You can go on. A water me a drink if me go out tonight. What else me can drink? Red Bull. Cause Red Bull, me there drink so we hot on. Me go drink something with hot on a Red Bull me a drink tonight. Feet hot on. Yeah. That me a drink tonight. Red Bull. So anybody now wants to know with me Red Bull, I take time, sip on it and stagger on it too. Huh? You can run, go tell the world. Anyway. No, sir. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Ladybug, good morning. You've just arrived. You will have to rewatch Jamaican Vlog 876. Good morning. Good afternoon. Well, yeah, me go try to come back or sit down and talk to you for Drive Time London. But a news carrying with the do this man, because we know the Labour right, them act like them not here with Cliff and everybody else, so them best friend I chat them now. The person who used to stand at the guardrail for them and always defend them and I send out them narrative. So we break down the news carrying this morning because we're not gonna make them tell we like next that I didn't understand. So we break it down in a bite size for them so they can swallow piece as they go along so they don't get too confused. like Nesta Morgan. So thank you all for being here this morning. And we look forward to see you at Drive Time this evening. Good afternoon if you're in the United Kingdom from Global Television. And if you are in the Eastern timeline, good morning.